To the only Amazing Race 25 recap podcast with a seal of approval, the UR Team Number Facebook groups Amazing Race podcast. I'm Michael Harmstone, and I am joined, as ever, by the one guy who's at least twice as relevant to the podcast as the save was to this season of Amazing Race, Logan Saunders.
Morning, or afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are.
Hello, world. And, of course, our special guest star, the Australian who IGM would rank as at least 7.8 out of 10, Ben Powell.
I wouldn't say I have that much better.
Yeah, but Ben does have the problem of having too much
that rank he doesn't hold.
But I still feel like Ben, so that's probably justified.
Yeah, so too much Australian, 7.8 out of 10. And if you want to get in contact with us during the next hour, you can post comments on this video if you're watching on YouTube. There's Q&A on the Google Plus page, or you can get your opinions in on the Facebook group, which is linked in the video description down below. Alternatively, tweet us using the hashtag yatncast, which you can see whenever I or Ben speak. Yay!
Oh, that's what I thought to do this week. Never mind. Continue onward.
Just me then. Yeah, be right. So, did we enjoy
Only you will gain more followers.
Yeah. Exactly. I will gain literally tens of followers, as always.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, literally ones of followers.
There we go.
It'll be mail from Play the Concords.
Exactly. I've not heard from Stindy for a while, actually. Come to think of it. I don't think he's watching this.
Forgot about that joke.
Yeah, I didn't. Did we enjoy this episode, then?
Yes.
Yes, very much so. I like seeing people in pain, so yes, that's enjoyment.
Before we go to any detail, is that task a contender for funniest task ever? I think so.
Well, it doesn't involve Anders like freaking out with his eyes bulging out of his head, so maybe. I'll have to think about it. Maybe more Anders.
Yes, needs more Anders.
Gotta stay fresh.
I mean, I've not watched an episode and enjoyed a task that much for a long time. That was seriously wash the terrible Amazing Race All-Stars out of my mouth. Good. Of course, we're going to squander all that goodwill next season, but be right.
Keep hope alive.
I have absolutely no hope for next season, but that will make it quite fun to podcast about. They can either really impress me or just have me bitching every week like last season. Yay!
That's just because you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I am indeed so mean.
You're so mean what, Michael? You're so mean what?
Oh yes, and I am a shithead, as we have already established. Why are you going to be so mean? Anyway, previously, Brooke and Robbie plotted and recruited all the other teams. Amy and Maya crashed, Robbie sank, Adam and Bethany won the leg, and Tim and TJ persevered but were eliminated.
Wah wah.
Wag one, indeed. And teams were pleasantly surprised to go to, Singapore.
They haven't done everything they can do in Singapore, have they?
No, that's all I had written down for the location was just someone going, Singapore. Second week on the trot, we've had a slightly weird reaction. Malta?
Is there really that much to do in Singapore anymore?
No.
It's a tiny island nation to a nation.
Exactly. But of course, remember, we've booked 2 flights between Valletta and Paris, but you don't have to take them. Idiots.
Does that mean we have to take them?
Well, according to the new rules, you have to take them because we don't read them anymore.
Yeah.
So
it's obviously because of the new budget. It's obviously because of new budget cuts. Obviously, I was gonna make a joke about it, then I realized I wouldn't be funny. But budget cuts really, because you can't have you can't do a Colin Christie and go around maxing out the race credit cards.
I don't hate this rule as much as I probably should because it does reward people actually reading the clue. But it could be worse. I mean, we could have determined flights every single leg like last season. Up until like leg 9.
I think David and Jeff booked more flights in one round of the Amazing Race 4 than these teams have for the whole season put together, I think.
Yeah, probably. But they got to buy them refundable. So teams must go.
Oh yeah. Never mind. I'll find another point for it. You keep on going. I'll chime in randomly with a joke.
So that's kind of how this whole podcasting thing works, Ben.
Now where's
we're like Hollywood Squares, but
exactly. I am the Tom Bergeron, and you're the Whoopee or Gilbert Gottfried.
Well, I do consider myself a strong woman of colour, so.
Who would be the Gilbert Gottfried? And be absolutely unwinnable.
Let's see. What time is it over in Malaysia?
Eamon's +8, so 4:13 a.m.
Too early. Never mind. Who cares about that? He's a Gordon Ramsay spot anyway. Okay.
Yeah, you heard this first. Ben, who cares about Malaysia? That's what I heard.
Malaysian cares.
Yeah, hashtag Malaysian cares. So teams must fly to Singapore and then catch a ferry to Pulau Ubin Island and run a mile to drink a coconut from a marked stand. They have reservations from Valletta to Paris, and it's up to them to find their way from Paris to Singapore or find something better. Caution, triple blind double U-turn ahead.
Isn't that where they filmed the first season of Survivor? Pulau, because it's the Pulau whatever it is. Oh no, Pulau Tiga. That's what I'm thinking of. Never mind.
Is it Pulau Tiga, I think, was it?
Yep.
Pulau Tiga.
That's what the season was originally called before they switched it to Survivor Borneo a few years later when All Stars was airing on TV. I guess they wanted to cut down
syllables.
A syllable from the.
And then they come back with Survivor 29. San Juan del Sur.
San Juan del Sur.
San Juan del Sur.
San Juan del Sur.
Or Survivor Nicaragua 2.
Inspired and play.
It's Survivor Nicaragua 2. So Adam and Bethany and Jim and Misty are really, really stupid and misinterpret the clue and basically give everyone else a 40-minute advantage, which is nice for them.
You mean they weren't supposed to take the flights they were given?
You can fly
No, they weren't supposed to fly through Paris. You can fly through anywhere in the world. Literally.
It's like a Stewie Griffin impression of Bethany there.
Ben, have you had time to work on your Bethany on Laughing Gas impression yet?
No.
Oh, I
don't get paid enough for that.
None of us get paid anything.
Wait, where's that money coming from?
The secret bank account no one's supposed to know
okay.
about.
Never mind then. It must just be me.
Yes, I know Eamon pays you hush money.
I'm surprised that Bethany has not responded to this podcast.
I would love it if every single one of her tweets just ended with a question mark. So I heard about this podcast.
It still wouldn't be the most hilarious, reality television cast on a podcast, Twitter account of all time. That's probably got to be Candace. Like she has one of her cast photos as her thing, and she all her responses are just like soulless, like several letter responses to her fans, like lol or okay.
Candace Cody.
Candace Cody Neil Woodcock. Yeah, or whichever way. Other way around.
I've had quite a deep conversation with Candace on Twitter, thank you very much. And John got involved, actually. Can't remember what it was about. But... yeah, so you're talking live.
I mean so much to you.
Yeah, I'll defend the honour of the Codys. We had a lot of quotes from.
What is are you sure you're not talking about the child actor
I'm
Child
twins?
actor?
No, I'm not. um, so, we had quite a lot of quotes from Kim and Ali about the dentist, especially this week. Like, damn it, the dentists have still got their save. Wonder who
It's
they
like
were gonna
somebody
be.
having to hit an immunity idol on day 36 or 37 on Survivor. It's like, well, they're going to be alive for this round, so we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, so it's pointless U-turning them. So, oh, we had an Amber Burkett reference as well from the races at the coconut stand. Oh my
Oh my
god,
god, this
it's
coconut
so
is
good!
so good!
There we are. And of course, Brooke
I
Everly
need
sitting on.
merlions that are all throughout Singapore
Ooh, I don't like it.
that was shown on the flight in.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously at that point we didn't know that there was going to be a merlion finding task, but I did write down nice merlion shots there.
I also wrote down that when the cyclists helped the scientists, because they thought the scientists are useless, that Ali showed the thumb.
She did.
So, yeah. So everybody's into showing their thumb as of late.
If there's anything Jim loves more, it's showing the thumb. And after the coconut task, we had the fast forward klaxon going off. The rare fast forward appearance.
Do we have a fast forward klaxon?
We should do. And an appearance by a Detour and Amazing Race Asia 4.
Yay!
The first of our many Amazing Race Asia references in this podcast.
I'm sure the tens of people who watch both of them will be very pleased.
Yes, a task so hard in the final leg of Amazing Race Asia 4 that we just made it a fast forward. And it is exactly the same. It's heading to Sentosa Island and staying on a surfboard for 2 minutes.
Is that the same place where Alan Wu filmed his ALS Woos Bucket Challenge?
I'm not sure. I've got a feeling Wu lives in Shanghai now.
But that flow rider looked
I'll have to
the
analyze.
exact same.
I'll have to watch the video, but unless he was like visiting Singapore at the time, I've got a feeling he lives in Shanghai now.
Wait, so I don't remember the finale of season 4 of Amazing Race Asia very well. They actually had the exact same task where they had to go on a surfboard for 2 minutes.
Yeah, the detour was stay up or add up, I think.
Interesting. Oh yeah, add up was they had to do this. They had to do like a math equation on a thrill ride, didn't they?
Yeah, reverse bungee. I only know because I got tips after this and then googled it.
Kill.
A 2-minute task like this seems really hard on paper because in a celebrity where Den had to ride away just for 20 seconds, and for him even that was pretty much impossible. So to think that you can stand on the surfboard like that for 2 minutes is a major thing to try and accomplish, especially if you're not used to surfing all that much.
Yeah, I mean it was a reasonably difficult fast forward. It wasn't mentally hard; it was just physically hard more than anything. Wu did film his ALS Ice Bucket Challenge at the Sentosa Wave House, by the way.
Oh, cool.
It actually says on his.
That's right.
Well, at least this is like the only season so far that's ripped off an Amazing Race Asia season. I'm glad no other season in the Amazing Race US canon has actually done this at all.
Yeah, but to be fair,
yeah, definitely a first.
Amazing Race 24 was strictly fan fiction. There is no way it is actually canon.
What's an Amazing Race 24? Didn't it go straight from 23 to 25?
Exactly. I mean, Phil considers 24 his unlucky number, so they just skipped the season and went straight into 25.
I've just mentally suppressed what happened in those months.
And so have I.
So Brooke doesn't like coconut.
No, this is one of the many things this episode that Brooke did not like.
Brooke doesn't like
How is
anything.
this possible? And she said that she's not like Forrest Gump. So
How is that possible? There.
Run, Forrest!
Oh, can you imagine Brooke running several times across the country?
Well,
several years in. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
To be fair, last week we did see Brooke running anyway, didn't we? On the way from the pit stop. Or the pit start.
What a relentlessly negative human being.
And
she's gonna. You know what would happen though if she was on the street running with a cyclist beside her, and she were to try and push the cyclist over? She'd probably have a lame insult like, "Oh, what is that cyclist gonna do? Bike past us?" Like that would be the type of insult she would probably hurl afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, Kim and Ali were by far the first ones to the Sentosa Wave House, but of course, in typical Amazing Race fashion, they wiped out after 18 seconds. And
yep.
Fun fact.
Ali was right though; they had to get it quick. They probably only had 3 attempts before Adam and Bethany would show up.
Oh yeah, unless of course they were defying Logan fast forward logic, which is if you're in the front, go for it. If you're not, don't.
Yes.
No, more people need to do that. Defy the basic logic.
Yeah, but that's the one exception to my rule is that if it's really tough to skip it.
And I actually have a exclusive behind-the-scenes look at what happened after Ali wiped out. A shoulder popped out and everything.
Oh.
The last surfing test we had. Yes. Let's go back to the wipeout. Fun fact, I actually have both the image and the overlay listed as the Canadian spelling of wipeout on my computer.
Wipeout.
Yeah.
Wipeout.
Yes, purely through habit from Amazing Race Canada too.
And that will be our only Sean and Jen reference for the season.
Yeah, it probably will actually.
That's still not the most cringeworthy reality television accident I've seen this year. Because I've been watching Big Brother UK recently, and Vanessa, are you okay? I just saw your whole foot bend backwards.
Yeah.
Big Brother UK is 2005, the cozy season. King isn't a thing yet.
Yeah, I was going to say there are so many great moments from that season that I kind of blanked that bit out.
Eugene's trying to destroy me.
Yeah, the pregnancy hot tub. The wine bottle.
The box task.
Yeah, the box task. So if teams did not go for the fast forward, they had to find the Marina Bay Sands Sky Park and search the Sky Garden for their next clue. And given Amazing Race history, wonder what is going to be coming next.
Yeah, I'm amazed that teams were still shocked as to what was going to happen.
And another former detour from Amazing Race Asia. The walk between Towers 1 and 2 of Marina Bay Sands task. Yay!
They've done that before?
Yeah. Amazing Race Australia did it in its season when it went to Singapore in the finale. The Detour was a choice between 2 tasks, each with its own pros and cons, of walking the tightrope or climbing up all the stairs and then climbing back down again. And for some reason, Jeff and Luke decided to climb instead of going across the tightrope.
Did Asia 2 do the same thing in Singapore as well?
It did indeed, yeah. That's where Australia got it from, I think.
Too many crossovers.
Yeah, I was yeah, when I was one of the big major sport reveals of the season is at the end of each episode they actually advertise the Marina Bay Sands Resort, which is newly built in Singapore, and the end of the very end of the leg is all set on the Marina Bay Sands Resort. I was actually in Singapore after it was built. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool on the skyline. So yeah. It's like a giant boat going across the sky.
Yeah, because isn't the final memory challenge in the pool, and Amazing Race Australia 2 ripped it off
I think so. Yeah.
with the rings, the utterly pointless memory challenge.
Yeah. Well, in that season, it was particularly potentially all very pointless, mostly because of how the final leg shaped up. So, I mean, the fact that they tried to like make a suspense was pretty hilarious. I won't spoil how, but Logan will find out in due time.
And so
No spoilers.
Too close to the screen.
So
I guess too many follicles.
we had Maya, Brooke, Jim, and Kim all doing this roadblock. And we found out what Brooke actually does for a living with this roadblock. When she said about the sweet scientists, she makes ice cream for a living, and I kick girls in the face. You stay classy, Brooke.
And who's getting the winners edit?
I wonder. And Amy and Maya left the roadblock in first place with Brooke and Robbie in second. And Jim, of course, in spectacular fashion, decides to just fall off the wire.
Wah, wah.
Adrian callback.
That actually looks pretty terrifying. And I know those those cables can hold a lot, but like the way that they're bending, doesn't look like they're supposed to do that.
As soon as he fell off the wire, you just heard the sort of winch just depressing the ropes.
That was a very cliffhanger moment.
Oh. I just thought, you probably shouldn't be showing this noise happening, because that is really not very good.
It's like a cross between Adrian Davis and Rafe Judkins there.
Yeah, exactly. I sort of wish that he had done a Rafe Judkins.
If only there was a pool of water below.
Yeah, the great thing is they then turned the Rafe Judkins going upside down in water idea into a proper challenge in Nicaragua.
As you do.
Of the strap three girls to a wheel and then dunk them underwater and make them spit into things.
That sounds messed up when you describe it like that.
Yeah.
That sounds like it sounds like it should belong on a fetish website when you describe it like that.
You mean like some of the screen caps that are coming up very soon?
That's not a fetish website. That's just a downright torture website.
Well, yeah. So teams,
or as Ali said, literally torture.
Not figuratively.
Literally.
Not figuratively.
Literally.
So once teams complete the roadblock, they had to head to Raffles Place Square and find their next clue. What they don't know is the clue box is actually a man walking around with a sign on his back with the name of Singapore's national anthem on it.
That was very amazing. Race 20-ish with that guy.
Yeah, they couldn't really...
With the Japan pit up there.
They couldn't really have made it much easier than having a red and yellow sign on his back, though, could they?
Seems rather pointless. I mean, apart from Brooke and Robbie, like, not knowing any idea.
Oh, wait, it can be that guy. Oh, I told you, guy. Classic Brooke.
Yeah, classic Brooke. And the clue that they receive from this guy saying with Onward Singapore on his back is the Detour, and the one I've been waiting for since we saw the preview. China Cups or chili crabs. And in China Cups, teams must head to Hong San Si Temple and participate in 3 massage treatments, a back massage, skin scraping, and finally a cup massage to receive their next clue. And in chili crabs, teams had to crack open boiling hot crabs in chili sauce to extract a total of 2 pounds of crab meat to receive their next clue. Fun fact, that task is also Amazing Race Asia 4 finale active route info. So this basically is just Amazing Race Asia 4's finale. Still.
It's basically every Singapore leg rolled into one.
Yeah. However, there is no point talking about the chili crab task because of how amazing the other task is.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
It was
sorry, Parvati.
Let's talk about the crab toss. Noisy does crabs. It was hot. Jim burned his hands. The end.
Yeah.
And there's the graphics.
And also,
We gotta talk about the flute guy.
Yeah,
The flute guy who was very much like Ron Burgundy with the little ham and eggs coming at you.
unintentional innuendo from Jim during their detour of saying I got my whistle out and just played along with them. However, roll on a total of 6 screen caps for one task. Just quickly,
A lot of them are just saying things. So,
oh no, they're different reactions. From Amy's back to Amy in pain number 1 to Amy in pain number 2.
More painful than Jimmy Misty's crabs.
Yes, it is. Maybe I should just make that your description for next week. The one guy who's more painful than Jim and Misty's crabs.
Oh.
And honestly, I want to leave this screen cap on as long as is physically possible.
We haven't gone through them all yet. I want to see the other one.
How about
Maya's
next
back.
one?
Robbie's back.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
That does leave a mark.
It did leave a mark.
Yeah.
It's in the next preview.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you watch the preview, you can actually see it. Because he's wearing...
He looks like a Marvel supervillain in the making there.
Yeah, because he's wearing a
Robbie
white...
actually reminds me a lot of Seth Green. If Seth Green were to be a big steroided up wrestler instead of a short-term actor.
Yeah, he wears a wife beater in the preview for next week, and you can see a lot of his back and the marks where the cups were. It's quite impressive, actually. But on paper,
they actually offer those like cup massages near around where I live for like, I don't know, $70. So it's pretty good value.
Yeah, I mean they
got it for free.
Obviously, they offered this in Guangzhou last season, but no one took it. And I think the producers were probably going, we need this task in. We know it's going to be hilarious. We need it to be another
They
detour.
should have brought back the same masseuse from Amazing Race 14.
Uncle!
Or just made it an active route info, so everyone has to do it.
Well, I think that's probably the reason the double U-turn was on this leg. Because if someone gets double U-turned, they have to then do the cup massage, and we then get to see reactions like
from everyone.
Yeah, like Amy's just utter disgust.
I actually wish Kim and Ellie had got the fast forward, so then Adam and Bethany would have had to do it. I wanted to
Bethany's reactions.
I wanted to see her break.
I just wanted to see Bethany on the wire.
Yeah, I just want
what
to
Bill's
say,
explanation would be, though?
I had to think. Yes, I need to walk across this wire.
Imagine
I
trying to cross this line with one arm.
I just wanted to say Bethany do the cup task. Like, it would break her. Like, she'd be like that cheerful.
Adam would have a personality.
That cheerful persona Bethany puts on, it would break. That'd be hilarious.
I'm hoping and praying. Well, I'm pretty sure the Ox is Broken test next week, spoilers, is an active route info. So I'm hoping that is going to break Adam and Bethany just so we can see them shouting. It's sorely been.
Oh my god, I hate you!
My ox is effing broken!
I like that Amy said the words, the masseuses are laughing at us.
They're laughing
at us. It was such a Margie Adams moment there.
And
they're laughing at us.
And
the masseuses are just rude.
They're laughing at him! I've not got over it from that, sadly.
We have to see a picture of Margie. Oh, okay.
Luke did the massage in season 14, didn't he?
Yeah. I'm,
Oh. Then
I must say-
why did Margie mind them?
Yes, he
mind
did.
those masseuses laughing at her son?
I
Were
must
they
say,
rude?
thank you to a very not well-known blog called the Super Kawaiiest blog in the universe for that Margie screen cap. Seems though I just did a Google search on Margie Adams laughing at him, and it came up. What a surprise! See, your blog is helpful.
Yes!
Logan.
My life's work is done.
You managed to get.
I mean, you were already
very
featured on a blog for the horrors of IKEA. So you're going on up
Yeah,
to the east side.
You managed to get on a very, very obscure search term.
Being stone burning on the grill.
It's
Is there
totally-
anything more obscure than that time you posted a list of like search terms that have led to your blog, and it was like one of them was like Shoyled's win clapping with the rest
There's
of
some
teams.
really disturbing ones over the years.
I think, in the same way that we need to run through a list of all the topics that we've actually covered in yatncast over the past year, we need to run through all the search terms that lead people to Logan's blog, because I think that could be quite entertaining. That could just be a...
I think Gary and Matt have been reading my blog lately because somebody that was searching for a Gary and Matt Amazing Race, and they were just reading their boot episode like 12 times a couple days ago.
That could be a fun little game to play on a recap where we've not got much to talk about. Logan comes up with random search terms that haven't been searched for and real ones, and we have to determine which ones are real and which ones aren't.
That would be a fun game.
I think that could be quite fun. Yeah.
We need like a light overlay and jingles and all that sort of stuff, and a theme song as well.
Oh, I can arrange all that apart from a theme song.
There's like several hundred out of work musicians around here. I'll go find one.
Yeah, I'll see some project kids. Also, innuendo from Kim and Ali during this task. Normally, I like things really hard. It was just innuendo detail. This one.
That was a bit too easy. We haven't even have we really talked about like the task much at all, or have we just been like I think we just start off like them saying, oh, they're laughing at us, and then we just detoured onto Logan's blog, and now we're almost finished.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, because there's so much to talk about, like like the fact that they have to actually like talk about the tasks like through the masseuse holes, so it just looked like someone smashed their heads through a wall and made them talk.
that was.
Oh.
Whoever
reactions were priceless.
Yeah, whoever put cameras through the head bits in the massage table deserves a raise. Especially Maya's
It's
one.
like Maya was trying to do the opera, the Sicilian opera from a couple rounds ago, but it went horribly, horribly wrong.
She's basically she's basically trying to do whale noise now.
Isn't that chucking my nose, bro?
Wow, we have gone really off topic.
That's not the topic. Oh!
Yeah, chucking Winona reference.
We need to find
They're making
his
whale
son.
noises and they're laughing at him.
Ben, fun question. What would Bethany sound like if she was doing whale noise?
I can't give you directions to Sydney.
And this is why we have a reputation of not sticking to any sort of plot any time.
Anyway, Brooke and Robbie came in. As well.
Yeah, but
Brooke
was like, oh, I love a massage. I can't wait to have a free massage. This is amazing. Until she got
And
to
then
skin
she-
scraping. Holy crap!
No. Let's talk about how the fact that she was like taunting like Amy and Maya about it for like a good solid 2 minutes or so.
They really, really were burying
That
Brooke
was
and
great.
Robbie.
That's
That
the
was
one
great
thing I
though.
like about the
They were
wrestlers
really.
is that they go strategy out the window just to antagonize other teams for no reason at all.
I think it's mostly Brooke that's antagonizing other teams. Like, I think Robbie's just a cute, clueless sidekick.
Yeah, they were really, really trying to portray them as the villains. Because originally they were trying to do Jim and Misty as
Heels.
villains.
Heels is the proper wrestling term for villains.
Wouldn't know that.
Heel face turn, or something like that.
Yes.
Face turn heel.
My knowledge of wrestling goes solely to Jesse Goddard's appearances on Big Brother.
Yes, Mr. Spectacular will be on the Amazing Race 26.
It's a real shame we couldn't get a team of Jesse Goddard and Robbie, actually. Because
Nah, I prefer Brooke.
there is nothing I love more than seeing the internet have to react to Jesse Goddard in utter disgust.
And then Survivor 31, wrestlers versus boxers.
Yeah.
And then he becomes a
Jessica
becomes a
Lees
fight
will be on
factor.
Survivor then.
Of course. They just did such a in the whole Brooke taunting them thing. They did such a good job. It was like, but like while they were going through the worst of it, and she was just starting. They had like the whole her laughing maniacally thing. It was obviously forced, and it was obviously hilarious because it was it was the lead up to the ad where they actually like had her like them screaming, and then they had her like doing like one of those evil diabolical villain laughs, and it was just like it's like her laughing through the table, and there was even a zoom as well, a minimal zoom in on her face while she's laughing at them, and it's hilarious.
In the same way that editors were having a lot of fun on Amazing Race Canada 2 with the fast forward episode with all the nudity, the editors were having a lot of fun with this task, you can tell.
And it also involved nudity.
Exactly. I can guarantee that there will have been a lot of swearing cut out of that. I would love to see the unedited version of Amy and Maya just screaming F-bombs at these Singaporean ladies.
I bet the masseuses are just 10 times more vicious too in terms of them making fun of Amy and Maya as well.
Maybe we'll get even more editors fired.
Yeah, that's the plan. We want at least the heads of one editor on each Amazing Race franchise, please. I'm coming for your hammer outside Million.
Mount them on your wall.
Yeah, exactly.
And we don't do that in Australia because we're polite.
And
we don't know anyone.
Yeah, just get a whiteboard behind me and cross out the versions as I get someone fired on each one. It works.
Did anybody notice Brooke's green shoes? Or rather, her green shoelaces?
Yeah.
Does that mean she is the kryptonite for the sweet scientists?
I've noticed that...
Or Candy Girls, as they're now known as?
I think Amy and Maya...
now even Bill refers to them as...
Amy and Maya have quite loud trainers, I think.
Candy Girls?
They have pretty, colourful trainers, I think. But it's how a lot of teams were identified by RFF this time around, was just the ridiculous colours of their shoes. Because I think they all have to have the same trainers and everything.
Right.
I wouldn't mind wearing the same shoes for weeks on end, unless you have to go somewhere really hot and really cold, because then there's no variation. Because I wouldn't want to be stuck in on top of the Jungfrau with a pair of sneakers. You want heavy layers of boots for that, regardless of what you're doing.
So, Amy and Maya leave the Anna Kendrick Cups Memorial task in first, with Brooke and Robbie in second, and Jim and Misty crack the crabs in third, and teams must now find the U-turn board at Fort Canning Park to receive their next clue. Or U-turn.
Sweet Jesus! Sweet Jesus!
I must admit, I love the way that Misty says Jesus.
Please, Jesus! Sweet Jesus! Thank you for the save, Jesus!
Sweet Jesus, thank you for the save. That's not my night microphone.
It is quite entertaining, just having random shots of Misty, just shouting things.
Yeah.
She probably talks about
dream.
Jesus more than Joanna Ward from Spy Amazon.
The U-turn clue also said that
Oh, glory! Hallelujah!
the U-turn clue did have the phrase "you turn the shit out of them" in it, and a memorial to Katie as well.
Yeah, and in Singapore too. Exactly. Was it the exact same location?
No, I seem to remember the Amazing Race 16 one was pretty. It's pretty public, I think, the Amazing Race 16 one. I can't remember exactly where.
It was near a koi pond or something.
Yeah, it was.
It's like right.
It definitely wasn't Fort Canning Park. I will Google it because this sort of stuff annoys me.
Maybe it was Channing Tatum Park.
Stockard Channing Tatum Park, I think you'll find. It's merging between the two families.
Wonder if the Sweet Scientists got their nickname changed to Candy Girls because one of the producers was a big fan of New Edition.
The Amazing Race 16 U-turn was in Istana Park.
Stanley Park?
Istana. Not Stanley Park. Yeah. Although that has been a location when Amazing Race Australia visited. And when I visited Vancouver, more importantly.
Did you just mute yourself?
No. I didn't.
I saw the little mic up here. I'm very observant, even though my internet sucks.
Your internet survivor sucks?
Let's see if I have a tumbleweed overlay for that joke.
No, you don't, because you don't do the other ones. I do.
It'd be a bit redundant if we had a tumbleweed overlay for any of my jokes, because New Edition went over really well. During the roadblock there with Brooke, did you notice how she said that she's never done anything like a tightrope in her life, yet we just had the Morocco roadblock like a week earlier in the filming of the race for this season, where she pretty much did the exact same thing?
That was a rope bridge. That's completely different.
I mean,
a rope bridge is completely different from a rope course.
About something.
Exactly. Or maybe she's just complaining about something to get airtime.
She certainly knows how to get airtime, that's for sure. I think that's what 50% of her antics are, especially with taunting the other teams.
Well, she
kicks those dastardly women trying to get airtime. When will they learn?
She kicks other girls in the face, remember?
Accidentally, I threw in a Maya being in a moment in my notes here that I completely forgot to mention earlier.
You threw in a Maya what moment?
Yeah, Maya was being racist when she went to the raffles place, and she saw the person walking around with the clue, and she said, "Do you see that thing?" And so apparently she refers to Asians as things. So Maya is not the most cultured person ever.
So what you're saying to me is that there is accidental racism in the Amazing Race?
Yes, that is exactly what I am saying.
I'm making that tumbleweed overlay.
Yes.
I'm making that tumbleweed overlay right now.
Yeah, Black Family
right
reference every single week. And just because I know Ben loves it, every time I do it.
You're not getting a reaction. You're not getting a reaction out of me, by the way. Why don't make out a reaction?
You guys reused the same screen caps more than I reuse Street Fighter jokes in my blog.
Yeah, we don't use it as much as you reuse the Margie laughing at him clip one, though, do we?
That one's actually funnier than all of them, so...
What, the Bill and Kathy one? Or the Margie
No,
and Luke?
the Margie and Luke. Because it speaks in all languages.
Even ASL.
Have you ever done a challenge between Margie and Phoenix Wright over who's doing objections? I'd be very surprised if you haven't.
A Phoenix Wright joke?
No, relevant.
Objection.
I mean, objection is forever, but still.
So
objection is forever, but beauty is only skin deep, as Sharina would say.
So Amy and Maya decide to U-turn Adam and Bethany. We've been U-turned because they think that Kim and Ali probably got the fast forward. And Brooke
Turning
and Robbie,
the cyclists because they'll bypass it due to the fast forward.
yeah, Brooke and Robbie, in a shocking turn of events, don't follow through with their plan. It's almost like they came up with the plan to get airtime.
Wasn't Amy and Maya who came up with the plan?
No, I think it was Brooke and Robbie. I'm pretty sure it was Brooke and Robbie because they
They gave
really...
credit to Brooke and Robbie in the preview, even though last week we saw the dentist coming up with it.
Yeah.
No, seriously, wasn't it like at the Detour, Amy and Maya and Brooke and Robbie agreed they needed to U-turn both the surfers and the cyclists?
Well,
Yeah.
I think Jim and Misty came up with it.
Very Amazing Race 21-ish.
Jim and Misty decided they were basically going to U-turn them in Sicily, and then the plan got formed last week when Brooke and Robbie joined in, I think.
I mean, you know, the everyone agreeing to U-turn the same because they're not speaking of that's like a a natural thing, but like the general thing of two teams agreeing to U-turn two other teams, that was specifically made up on the spot during the Detour, so.
The specific details to U-turn cyclists and surfers was, just during the cut mustache here is probably the only thing to distract them from the pain.
In the grand scheme of things, though, how on earth are Jim and Misty not bigger targets? I know they've got the save, so they couldn't have gone home. But
it's like the biggest. It's like the Yule's immunity idol in Survivor. No one wants to waste their votes, or whatever they are in this one.
Yeah, I mean,
waste their efforts.
It's ridiculous that nobody even contemplated U-turning Jim and Misty, even if they then went, oh, they got the save. It's no point. It'd be a waste.
Surely
they probably knew that it had to be an elimination round, though.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole goal. If Jim and Misty aren't last, that means somebody else is last. And then we all get a free pass for the next round because we know next round has to be a non-elimination if the save is not used.
Yeah, that's the only reason behind it I can think of, really, because ultimately they'll want more of a buffer. But this is the problem with Final Four non-elimination. Like, everyone knows it's going to be a non-elimination next week. There is no intrigue whatsoever. The only intrigue comes from who Fox is going to be broken.
It is the new Final Three non-elimination standard from the earlier seasons.
So teams have another active route info now and must head to the 5 Merlion statues in Singapore, where one of them, the one at Mount Faber Park, will have the next clue.
That task seemed pointless.
It was pointless, but it was kind of fun. Here's a bit of Singapore. Here's what it's most well known for. Because
the wrestlers are the only reason why this task was entertaining, and we get to see an Amazing Race 3 cameo by Mount Uriah Faber, which was also used in the Amazing Race Asia 2. So tons and tons of overlap with this round.
I mean, the
reference was good, but all it was really just a needle in a haystack read info. So, go to this place. I might not be there. Oh, well, it's not. Okay, go to another one. Go to another one. Another one. Another one.
Yeah, I mean, on Animal Crossing New Leaf, if Gulliver's gone to Singapore, he will send you a Merlion statue. So it's by far the most well-known thing, at least in terms of a sort of landmark in Singapore, is the Merlion statues. So I can see why they do it.
Meanwhile, the surfers are team number 1.
Yeah.
And Phil even mocked them by saying, "Aren't you stoked to be team number 1 this round?"
Yeah, I mean,
as if to mock Adam's very limited vocabulary and very limited airtime and very limited personality.
Phil is having so much fun with them now. Just like, oh, aren't you guys so stoked? But, most importantly, another Amazing Race Asia reference at this pit stop. Melody.
Yay!
Yeah. Kung Fu! Kung Fu! Kung Fu!
They had to send a bunch. They had to send a bunch of like potential hosts out into the beach and make them dig for the like right to host.
Dig,
And Melody was the
woman,
only one that
dig!
stayed. And Melody was the only one that found it. Stayed long enough to find it.
After 4 hours, they finally gave her a shovel.
Yeah, dig!
And that's all we have of Melody. Cool.
And didn't she have to wait 2 minutes times 30 times for from when she was allowed to reappear on the mat again?
Yeah, pretty much.
She got there too fast.
Woman. She sped to the Fullerton Pavilion, where the last team to check in here will be eliminated unless they have a save pass. And Adam and Bethany also won a trip to Bali.
Maybe Melody used a revival pass to be a pit stop reader.
Don't even get me started on Amazing Race China.
What is a revival pass?
Amazing Race, the new China's introduced or the team that win the next leg get to pick any eliminated team so far to save from elimination, basically, and bring back.
What?
That was the Yanni and the Dean jokes that we were making from last week.
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord.
to the point where, for the first time ever, I believe 4 teams have been seen in the final leg.
We were talking about it last week. Well, yeah. It's too early for me. It's 8 a.m.
It has now been officially confirmed by China.
Did you catch Adam's reference to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time at the pit stop?
I did not.
He said "Cowabunga" in the exact same tone.
I doubt he did that intentionally. He's just from Hawaii. They're all weird though. We need more Hawaiians on reality shows if that's what they are. They're like the Canada of America.
They all play Turtles in Time for Super Nintendo.
What? Why is he from Hawaii?
Well, they're like the New Zealand. They're like the New Zealanders of America.
So thanks to deceiving...
A children's cartoon with the surfers. I don't remember anymore.
Thanks to deceiving Amy and Maya, Brooke and Robbie came in second, and Jim and Misty didn't need to use their save because they came in third. Amy and Maya came in fourth, and Kim and Ali sadly departed in fifth.
Even though the wrestlers tried to sabotage the Candy Girls as much as possible.
Yeah, seriously, why would you sabotage Amy and Maya, who have by far the worst average of the top 5 and the top 6?
Because they were lying to them.
Yeah, and only just beating Keith and Whitney. Seriously, they're on 5.22 so far. Which is terrible.
Interesting.
The worst average of any team ever in the final 5 is about 6.2, I think.
Is that Dandrew?
No, it's not. You know who it is.
Lucy Amelia?
Yes, it is. I was going to try not to spoil it for Logan, but...
Flip a coin.
Yeah, I
think Kim and Ali's makeup's not running anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was more from the waves than crying, but...
Mixture of both.
Yeah, 6.9 is the record for worst average in any final 5.
And you'll see how they do it soon.
Oh, it's impressive.
You have to go through a season of Rachel's Worst first, though. So yeah.
I thought Amazing Race blogging was supposed to be fun. So next
all I wanted to do was cover some teams and ways around the world
with my best friend.
Like, for the record,
we didn't really talk about the cyclists that much.
No, I mean it was pretty obvious as soon as Adam and Bethany got the fast forward that they were going to be going home. I don't think there's any way that...
Did you catch how many times they reused the same audio clip of "We're not giving times during the episode"? And it seems so out of place. It reminded me in the Amazing Race 4 where David told Jeff, or Jeff told David repeatedly to "Don't let go, David," at the India roadblock.
It was about 4 or 5 times he used that same clip, I think.
I mean, they didn't really like this is even for elimination, like it was pretty like low key. I mean, they're still easily one of the like the standout teams of the season, but it's just like in terms of their final leg, it's really a crime not to give them that too much footage. Like they gave them footage every other leg, but this leg was sort of like bad luck.
It would have been interesting to see how far behind they actually were, because I don't think they would have been. I think they probably would have been a couple of hours behind at least.
How far would it be from wherever they were to the wave and then to the roadblock, Marina Bay Sands?
Sentosa's pretty far out, I think, because that's the same island as Universal Studios Singapore. I do actually think it was a genuine gamble to go for the fast forward because it is pretty far away from my limited knowledge of Singapore, having not been there.
I was there
and it would have
once,
been like it's like challenging the Olympians from Amazing Race Canada to ice hockey task. Unfortunately, Em and Bethany didn't choke as much with the 5-hole, but probably was a bit too risky. Even though logic usually dictates that if you're in first, go for the fast forward.
Yeah, Adam and Bethany definitely reversed 5-hole this.
Mm-hmm.
So next time, Amy and Maya interrogate Brooke and Robbie. There's rough seas and heaps of broken oxen. Yay! And calling it now, the banner next week will be a screen cap of a broken oxen image of some description.
Apparently, I had a really random observation. I said that one of the locals looked like Jet because she was licking her lips.
To make it more comforting.
Okay then.
I like how that's going to be Jet's new legacy in my blogs now.
So,
apart from being a whiny pissy bitch in his last episode, what was that called?
I love how Ben does not mince his words at all. Using the phrase "whiny pissy bitch."
Sounds like an accurate description of the Cowboys.
If the spurred cowboy boot fits.
So, any other random observations?
Amy and Maya's under the radar winner edit is starting to pick up, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, when did we call it? About like 5 or 6?
I called it I called it probably 4 or 5, yeah.
We definitely called it by the Morocco "No, it smells like shit" moment, which was like 5, I think.
Right.
Like 5, yeah.
And call it now, people on Reddit. I'm right about this, I think.
Yeah. And remember when in the preseason recap or in our preseason podcast, I said that the cyclists would do fairly well in this season overall and come off as a really strong team? Well,
they did.
They look like producers root back for a future All-Star season.
Yeah, double thumbs up there, Logan.
Yep, I'm showing both thumbs. Both thumbs.
Yeah, we got both thumbs, Jim. Better not do it there. Looks like I'm the reason that Amy's blurring. And on that note, thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll be back next week at the same time of 8 PM GMT, which is 12 midday on the Pacific, and 7 AM Monday AEST for the next Amazing Race Recap podcast, brought to you by the UR Team Number Facebook group. Don't forget to leave your comments down below, and please like the video so we can rise up the rankings and I can stop sounding like a horrendous, needy, whiny little bitch, to quote Ben. And
Oxes and Under Armour next week.
Yeah, Oxys and Under Armour.
Pissy little bitch. Pissy, not whiny.
And you can hit all of us up on Twitter if you search yatncast. You should find us. See you next week for our last one of the first year of yatncast. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, we've got to face Ox.